Recently on Woodworking with Wes, I built this beautiful blanket chest. One of the things that we didn't include on our video was how I mounted the SoftClose lid. Today I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm going to show you the hinges that I use, the steps that I go through to make it aligned, and we're going to show you how everything turns out just right in the end. There are two types of hinges that we're going to use to mount our top. There's the pin hinge that we'll use that will connect the top to the body of the chest, and then there is a SoftClose spring mechanism hinge that we'll be using. The pin hinge that we're going to be using is a no mortise hinge. No mortise means one little flap slides inside the other, and it's only a single thickness of metal. Let's get started by showing you how I make sure that that's all lined up. I mark where my hinge is going to go with a small pencil mark. I lay my hinge on there, and this is called a vex bit or a VIX bit. It has a small centering bit that when you push this on your hinge, that small centering bit lines up and centers a pilot hole for the screw. You can see here that I've already got two pilot holes drilled. I laid my hinge on my blanket chest, lined it up with my mark, and took my VEX bit, and that's how I lined up my pilot hole. I do the same on the edge of my blanket chest. Let's take a look. We do the same thing on the edge of our blanket chest. We lay our hinge right where it belongs with the marks, and we use our VEX bit again to line up and create a pilot hole. Now we're going to go ahead and mount the hinge to the blanket chest lid first, and then come over and mount to the blanket chest. Okay. The SoftClose mechanism hinge that we're going to be using is this mounted, this one right here. It'll mounts to the side of the cabinet, and then this part mounts to the top of the lid. And as the lid closes, that SoftClose mechanism, that spring in here, creates a soft close to the lid. That protects any little fingers or anything like that from getting smashed when that lid comes down. Now, let's go ahead and get started by showing you how far I've come on the mounting. All of the measurements have to be laid out according to the information that is given to you on the directions. There are several different kinds. We purchased this through Amazon. There are several different kinds on Amazon. We'll provide you a link to this one. And then let's take a look and get started on how it goes together. Using the instructions that are provided in the package, I lined up where I needed to be. Now it was a little difficult because it was all given to me in millimeters, and much of the hardware that is produced overseas will have millimeter instructions instead of feet and inches like we're used to here in the United States. But I was able to use conversion tables and find out exactly where I had to be. I've made little marks on the inside of my box so that I got it all lined up exactly the way I wanted to. Then, by just taking this and putting the angle of the lid where I want it, and I want it to be straight up, I'll take again my VEX bit. I'll countersink me a hole. That'll get me started. Okay, I have my hinge lined up with the hole. I'll put my screw there. Now I want to... Now, this hinge has a set screw right here. I'm going to point to it. Many of the hinges have different types of apparatus there to tighten or loosen the amount of tension in your SoftClose hinge. Now I bought a left and a right, so there's a left and a right of this type of hinge right here. Holds it open. You just pull it like this. It'll soft close. I'll adjust the tension when I have the hinges on both sides and have it right where I want it to be. And then it'll close, soft close. Right now I don't have enough tension on it. I can tell that it's not soft close enough. I still have enough weight in my chest lid that it isn't giving me the soft close action I need, and that's why you have one for both sides, and then you'll adjust the tension on that little set screw there so that it'll give it a nice soft close. When it's all done, it'll come down just like that. And that'll be our soft close hinge, ready for our blanket chest to be all done and use, and nobody will get their fingers smashed. Now with the hinges on both sides, let's see how we did. Oh, just exactly what I was after. Little things like that finish off a project really well. Let's finish another project next time on Woodworking with Wes.